Okay, hi. I'm going to teach you how to play the snare drum part on Trumpet Voluntary. Here it is on page 30 of the Standard of Excellence first year band book. Standard of Excellence, book 1. Okay, so first thing that you run into is the half rest. Remember, that's a 2-count rest. So the very first thing you do, of course, is you just count to 2. 1, 2, and then this figure, which is an 8th note and 2 16th notes, comes on 3, and then the last 2 8 notes are on 4. There's 4 beats in every measure, just like it says right here, 4 beats in a measure. A measure is from the beginning to the first line. The second measure is from that line to the one after that. See, that's measure 2. Measure 3 is from this line to that line. That's measure, and see, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4 beats in every measure. Measure 4 has 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's how that works. Make sure you understand what a measure is. Okay, now I'm going to draw your attention first to 8th notes and 16th notes. Make sure you know how to count those. 8th notes are hooked together and they have 1 crossbeam. See that? There can be 2 of them. There can also be 4. Later on in this piece, I'm looking for it now, there are 4 8th notes hooked together, which, right here in measure 37. See that? Those are not 16th notes. These over here are 16th notes because they have 2 cross beams. But these over here are 8th notes because they only have 1 cross beam. Those are 8th notes. And 8th notes are counted 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, depending on which beat they fall on. So in the case of these two, they're on the last beat of the measure, so that's 4 and. Down here, measure 37 again, this is beat 1, so here's 2 and 3 and 4 and. So there's something on 1, and then 2 and 3 and 4 and. And then, of course, the next, you do that again. All right, 16th notes, here they are, cross beam, are counted twice as fast. So if 8th notes are like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, 16th notes are 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. I'll play some on a drum so you get that. First, I'm going to just do some 8th notes. Let's see, where's my drum? Can I see it? Yeah, there it is. 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. 16th notes, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. Messed the first one up. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. So that's the difference. 16th notes are very fast. 8th notes not as fast. 8th notes are sort of like jogging. 16th notes are like sprinting. 1 E and a 2 E, they go very fast. Okay. All righty. Now, the very first thing that you have is an 8th note with 2 16th notes. See, the first note only has 1 crossbeam, but the next have 2 crossbeams, so they're 16th notes. So that's an 8th and 2 16ths. And you see that a lot in this piece. There it is again in measure 2. Here it is again in measure 3. It's not in measure 4, but it's in measure 5. It's in measure 6. 7 has 2 because it's the same. 8 has it. 9 has it. It's all over the place. So what's this? 11. There it is. 8th and 2 16th notes. So the way that is counted is 1 and a 2. 1 and, or in this case, it's on beat 3 because you have the first 2 counts of a rest. So it's 1, 2, 3 and a. And then this would be 4 and. So it's 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and. Okay, I'm going to play that on the drum. So this is just measures 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and. Okay? All right. I'm going to close my email so we don't get any more notifications. Let's see. There we go. Bye-bye. Okay. So now we're on measure 2. So there's beat 1, a quarter note, so that's 1. 8 notes on 2. 1, 2, and. 8th and 2 16ths on 3. 1, 2, and 3 and a, and then 2 8ths on 4. 1, 2, and 3 and a 4 and. I'm going to do it again. 1, 2, and 3 and a 4 and. So playing it like this. 1, 2, and 3 and a 4 and. Okay. I'm going to do measures 1 and 2. Measure 1, measure 2. See, I don't know if you can you see both? Yeah, you can. I don't know if that's big enough to see. 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and a 4 and. Measure 3 is almost the same, but on beat 4, instead of 4 and, it's got 4 and a. So here's measure 3, 1 and a 2 and 3. I'm sorry, I missed beat 1. Measure 3, 1, 2 and a 3 and 4 and a. So now I'm going to do measures 1 through 3. 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1, 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1. And now I'm ready for measure 4. Measure 4 has 2/8 notes on beat 1, so that's 1 and. It's got 16th notes on beat 2, so that's 1 and 2 E and a. 2/8 notes on 3, 1 and 2 E and a 3 and. On the 4th beat, it's got a rolled quarter note. In 4/4 time, we roll to quarter notes, so that's actually 4 E and a. 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 E and a. The 4 E and a part is rolled, so it's going to sound like this. Measure 4. Ready? Here I go. 1 and 2 E and a 3 and 4 E and a. And then I stop the roll on beat 1 of measure 5. So I'm going to go all the way now from the beginning all the way through measure 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll stop right on 1 of measure 5. Here I go. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1, 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1. I'll do it again slower. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1, 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1. There I am at the beginning of measure 5. Okay, measure 5, we get into 8th rests. Okay, the first beat is 1 and a. Second beat is 2 and. Beats 3 and 4 are 3 and 4 and, except the 3 is a rest. That little 7-looking type thing is an 8th rest. You play the and, you rest on 4, you play the and. So it sounds like 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and. And you play the rest in the air. So I'm playing just measure 5 right now. Ready? Here I go. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? Measure 6 exactly the same. Measure 7 exactly the same. So I'm going to do 5, 6, and 7. Ready? Here I go. 1 and a 2 and 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and 3, 4. 1 and a 2 and 3, 4 and. Oops. Okay, now we're in measure 8, and it's very much the same, except on beat 4, it's not 3 and it's 3 and 4 and the and of 3 is rolled, so it's actually 3 and a 4 and. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and this and a you roll. So measure 8 sounds like this. I'll do it really slow, then I'll do it faster. Here I go. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and. One more time really slow. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and. So now I'm going to start at measure 5, and I'll do 5, 6, 7, and 8. 9 and 10 are the same as 5 and 6. So I'll go all the way through 10, okay? Starting at 5. Here's measure 5. Ready? Here I go. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and a 2 and 3. Measure 8. 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3. Measure 10. 1 and a 2 and 3, 4. I missed the drum on the and of 3 in measure 10. All righty, so now I'm going to do that much from the very beginning. I'm going to start at the beginning of the song and play it all the way up through measure 10. And I hope I don't make any mistakes, but you never know. I'm not going to stop and fix it if I do. Ready? Here I go. 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 1 and a 2 and 3. Here's measure 6. 1 and a 2 and 3. Measure 7. 1 and a 2 and 3. Measure 8. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 4. 1 and a 2 and measure 11. I was going to stop after measure 10. Okay, so here we are in measure 11. Pretty simple. 1 and a, 2 and, 3 E and a, 4 and. And then measure 12 is almost exactly the same as measure 8. It's got that rolled and a, 1 and a, 2 and a, 3, but it doesn't have and. Let's see. 1 and a 2 and a 3. That's not the same at all because this is 3 and a 4 and. So it's got that little roll in it, but this one is on 3. This one is on beat 2. 1 and a 2 and a 3. So I'm going to do measure 12. Here I go. Ready, here I go. 1 and a 2 and a 3, and then 4 is the rest. So now I'm going to play from the beginning up through measure 12 slowly, and then I'll do it faster. Here I go. Ready, here I go. 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1, 2 and a 3 and 4 and 1, and 2 and a 3 and 4 and a 5, 6, 1 and a 2 and 7, 8, 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 4, 1 and a 2 and measure 11, 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3. Back to measure 5. Repeat. 1 and a 2 and 4, 1 and a 2 and measure 7. Measure 8, 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and there's 10, 1 and a 2 and 11, 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4. Now I'll do it somewhat faster. The real tempo is like dum, 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 dum. So here we go. Beginning up through 12. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 4 and 2 and 4. I'm sorry, I messed up measure 4. Here's measure 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Measure 5. 3, 4, 6, 3, 4, 7, 3, 8, 1 and 2 and 3, 9, 3, 4, 10, 3, 11, 1 and 2, back to 5, 1 and 2 and 4, 3, 4. Uh-oh, I lost track. Rats, I don't know if that was 7 or 8, so I'll start at 5 the second time. Focus, Reister. Here we go. 5, ready, go. 1, 2, and 3, 6, 7, measure 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and that was 9. Here's 10, 1 and 2 and here's 11 and 3 and 4 and stop. Okay, so here we are at 13. Okay, here's a roll on beat 4. So you roll the 16th note, so that's 4 yanda. So you got 1, 2, and 3, 4 yanda, 1. It's similar to here, measure 4. 1 and 2 yanda, 3 and 4 yanda, 1. So the 4 yanda is rolled. Okay, now you have that 3 times in a row. 13, 14, and 15 are all exactly the same. Is 16 the same? It's very similar. 1 and a 2 and 3, 4 and a 1, and then you start doing it again. So you see that 17 is the same as 13, 18 is the same, 19 a little different. 1, 2, and 3, 4 and. Okay, and then 20, 1 and a 2, and this is not 3 E and a. Those are not 16th notes because they only have 1 cross beam, right? 16th notes have 2 cross beams. These are 8th notes, 3 and 4 and. Then 21 is the same as 12. 1 and a 2 and. So is 22. So is 23. 24 24 looks like it is the same as 8, is it? Let's see, 8 is 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 24, 1 and a 2 and 3 and yeah, 24 is the same as 8. 25 is the same as 21, 22, 23. 26 is also the same as those. 27, 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and. Have we done that before? Let me see. Yes, it's right here. It's the same as 11. Okay. And then we're ready for 28, I believe. 1 and a 2 and a 3. 4 and. So that is kind of similar to 24 because you roll the and of 3. It's also kind of similar to 8 here. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and. 1 and a 2 and 3, 4 and. Oh, you roll the, let's see. 1 and a 2 and a 3. You roll the and of 2, not the and of 3. So that's very similar to 12, actually. More similar to 12 than it is to, what is that? 8? Yeah. 1 and a 2 and a 3, 4 and 1. All right, I am going to start at 13. Here I go. Slowly. 1, 2, 13, 1. 1, 2, and 3, 3 and 1, 2 and 3. 15, 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. 4 and 1 and 2. I'm sorry, I did it wrong. I played 1 and on the beginning of 17. So I'll go back all the way back to 13. I swear I'll get it right. Here's 13. Ready? Here I go. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, and 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. 19, 1, 2 and 3, 20, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 21, 1 and 2 and 4, 23, 1 and 2 and 24, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and here's 27, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1. And that last one was the first beat of 29. So I'm going to go clear back to the very beginning. I need a sip of water here. Excuse me, please. All right, very beginning. I'm going to go all the way to 29. Let's see if I make mistakes or not. It's kind of exciting, right? Quite slowly, here I go. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3. Measure 3. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and measure 6. Measure 7. Measure 8. 9. 10. 11, 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and a 3. Back to 5. 1 and a 2 and measure 6. Measure 7. Measure 8. 1 and a 2 and 3 and a 4 and 1 and a 2 and 10. 11. 13. 1, 2 and 3. Sorry. Messed that up just a little bit. 15. 2 and 3. 16. 1 and a 2 and 3. 4 and a 1. 2 and 3. Here's 18. 4 and a 1. 2 and 3. 19. 1, 2 and 3. 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and 21. 1 and a 2. 1 and a 2 and 23, 24, 26, 1 and a 2 and 27. Bam, that's 29. Okay. 29 is a little tricky because there's a rest right on 2. 1, 2, 3, and a 4, and. But I believe what is happening is 29 sounds the same as the beginning. In the beginning, you rest for 1, 2, and then 3 and a 4, and. Down here, you finish measure 28 on 1, and then you wait for beat 2, and then you start on measure 3 just like you did in the beginning. You start on measure 3 there. So it'll kind of feel like the beginning, okay? So 1, 2, 3 and a 4, and 1, 2, and 3 and a 4, and. Is that the same as the beginning? I believe so. All right, so I'm going to start right on 29. Here I go. 1, 2, 3 and a 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 31, and 1, 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and 2, and a 3, and here I am at 33. You would guess that's going to be the same as 5. Since 29 was a lot like the beginning, 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we are at 33, and it is. It's almost exactly the same. It might be exactly the same. I'm not sure. All right. Pause for just another sip of water. Here I go, starting at 29 again. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3 and a 4, and 1, 2, and 3 and a 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and a 1, and 2, and a 3, and 4, and a 1, and a 2, and here's 34. 35. 36. 1 and a 2, and 3 and a 4, and 1 and a 2. 3 and 4, 37. I'm sorry, this is 38 now, same as 37. Go. 1 and a 2, and 3 and 39. 1 and a 2, and 3 and a 40. 1 and a 2, and a 3, 4, and. Yeah, they just threw a flam in there. If you can't get the flam, you can just play 4 and. But if you can get the flam in there, so much the better. Here's 40. 1 and a 2, and 3. Nope. 1 and a 2 and a 3. Here we go. 1 and a 2, and a 3, 4 and 1. And again, 41 is pretty much exactly the same as 29. You play on 1, you rest on 2, and then 3 and a 4 and they're both very much like the beginning. So here's 41. It's kind of the introduction, which has now become the ending. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3 and a 4, and 1, 2, and 3 and a 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 44. 1, 2, and 3 and 4, 5. 1 and 2 and a 3, 4 and a 1. All right, I'm going to play the whole thing kind of slow. Here we go. 1, 2, here I go. 1, 2, 3 and a 4, and 1. Measure 3, 1, 2 and a 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4, 1 and a 2. Measure 6, 3. Measure 7, 1 and a 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and a 2 and 3 and 9, 1 and 10 and 1 and 2 and 11, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Back to 5, 1 and 6, 3, 7, 8, 1 and 2 and 3 and sorry, 1 and 2 and here's 10, 1 and 2 and 11. 13, 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 16, 1 and 2 and 3, 17, 1, 2 and 3, 18, 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 21. I'm sorry, I crossed my sticks. Let me start on 20. 1 and 2 and 3, 21, 1 and a 2, and like before, 22, 3, 23, 24, 25, 27, 1 and 29, 1 like the beginning, 3 and a 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 32, 1 and 2 and a 3 and here's 34, 35, 36, 1 and 2 and 1, all right, 1 and 2 and 38, 9, 3 and a 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 41, like the beginning, 2, 3 and a 4 and 1, and 45, 1 and 2 and a 3, 4 and a 1. That's the whole thing. All right, let's see. How far in are we? If we're up to 20 minutes, I'm probably going to stop. Yeah, we're at over 26 minutes, so I'll stop there.